With just two people. All right, it's streaming live on YouTube. We are live on the YouTube. Chris Monroe, are you out there, sir? Oh, I thought I admitted him. Huh, there he is. Man, I apologize, Chris. I thought I hit the admit button. You're muted, buddy. I was like, where's Chris? He should be in here. Hit the admit button.
Try to tell you.
Yeah. You said two people. I thought you meant two people besides me.
Nope.
Nope. Chris Monroe, what's happening, sir? You out there? Chris, you out there?
Unmute.
There he is.
Oh wow, there we go.
Man, he's all trimmed up.
Hello there. Happy real estate investing.
That's right. You clean up good there, Chris.
Oh well, you know, you got to clean up a little bit. You can't let them see you always rough around the edges, huh? So yeah, we got it up. I think I'm gonna have this live on Facebook and YouTube in a second, but we are live on Clubhouse. So people listening on Clubhouse, if you want to jump into this, come on over.
That's awesome. Yeah, absolutely.
Let me start this other thing, this other stream. That's the only thing when you're doing multi-streaming.
Yeah.
A lot of moving parts.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we should be up and on here in the next 36 seconds, we hope. Unmute, enter, snap, and go live. We are going live.
Awesome.
Live streaming. What up, Brad?
How are you?
All right.
All right. Got lots of folks coming on here. Folks pouring into the session. John, I just admitted. Nick J is here. Is that Big Nick J? The man, the myth, the legend. Oh, we got Latasha Johnson coming in here.
It's me.
All right, I was gonna say, Nick, now you set us up with all your your technology savviness, and now you're not even showing your video, man.
I had my laptop and my desktop both started to mess up, and they were doing their reorganizing and doing all that stuff for the last 20 minutes. It just got done, so I'm like, oh, no. I got my I forgot to put my earbuds in.
Ah, whatever, man. Whatever. No, it's gonna be a cool session. We're only gonna do an hour tonight.
Oh, you cut them down now, huh, Rich?
That's it. We're gonna rapid fire. No, I thought instead of just riffing, hey, what's going on, whatever. Maybe anybody that joins on can talk about something. Something that was awesome that they did this in the last month or so, and maybe a lesson they learned, or if they got a deal, or if they're wanting deals, what are they looking for, all that kind of thing. Keep it nice, short, sweet, and then obviously we can.
The question is, who got some deals? That's what I be want to know. You got a deal, Rich? You ain't telling me about?
Yeah, I got a couple, man. I don't know if you want to dip your toe over here in this pool.
Oh, that Illinois stuff. Oh no. Well, you can't wholesale in Illinois without a license.
No.
One per year.
Not wholesaling them. Not wholesaling them at all.
I know that's right.
Yeah, I know somebody who knows somebody. I told them I'd let some people know if they, if it came across.
Because everybody's so afraid. Like, I can't do wholesale deals in Illinois at all. People stop doing it. Period.
Right, they do. Yep, and that's fine. That's fine.
That's
more for Brad. Right, Brad? That's more for Brad. So, Brad, tell everybody where you're from, man, in case people on the call don't know you or don't know where you're from.
Well, I'm from Troy, Illinois. I been an investor about 2.5 years. I don't wholesale. I usually buy flips or buy and holds. I'm also a licensed real estate agent, but I really got my license originally to list properties after I flip them. But ultimately, I've been doing real estate agency work also. So and I'm a full-time school teacher, so I got a lot of irons in the fire.
He does, man. Is school out for the summer yet? Or is that your classroom behind you?
One day will be.
So you say you do flipping and buying wholes. So you didn't go into messing around with this wholesaling mess. You went straight to the meat and potatoes.
Pretty much. I'll be honest with you, I've told Rich this, and there's a lot of flaky wholesalers out there, and I don't trust many of them. So the people that I do trust, I just rather do it myself. I honestly don't have a ton of leads coming in here and there, but every now and then I see one and I jump on it. Plus, being on the MLS, I see a few that most people don't.
So Brad, you say there's some flaky wholesalers. Is it possible that it's just some flaky people? It'll be flaky real estate agents, flaky wholesalers,
no
flaky contractors. Woo, don't say that too loud. It's a lot of flaky people, right?
You're 100% right with that. It doesn't matter what profession it is. It's just the flakiness.
True.
So I guess it comes with the territory. I mean, when a large sums of money are moving around, wouldn't you attract some type of people? Would you think?
Yeah, no doubt.
What do you think about that, Rich? I mean, there could be flaky people anywhere, right?
I mean, yeah, and there's people that, no matter what, any kind of profession, well, unless you have to like go to school and get a license for it or whatever. Well, let me retract that. I said go to school anyway. No, but yeah, even then, when I'm going to retract that, because there's always the guy that graduated last in his med school, right? The guy that graduated last in law school, whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's an ethic thing, right? Some people have ethics, some people don't. Some people have business ethic and etiquette, some people don't. And you just have to find the people that do, and that's any walk of life.
Yeah, because I've been thinking about that. We make these claims. Oh, that's a bad real estate agent. Or that's a bad wholesaler. Or that's a bad contractor. I mean, it's bad people everywhere. You have to be better so that you can sharpen your knife so that you can cut through the junk and get to the real meat and potatoes. What up, Nick?
Oh,
I'm doing good.
There you are.
Good.
Now we can hear you. What's going on with you, Nick?
Hey, I tell you what, I need a little help on this one. I was running errands yesterday, and I went by a property, and the grass was about a foot high, and there's signs in the window, paper stuck in a couple windows, just 8.5 by 11 sheets. Well, when I got done with my errands, I came back and I walked up and looked at it and said, this property, stay away from this property, don't interrupt with us. And I said, I have to look into this. Ends up, well, what I can find so far, the owner has died back in August, but as far as the county records go, that's still the owner.
So you found a property, looks distressed. You tracked down the owner and found out that they were deceased, so they're no longer with us. They're taking that dirt nap. And
right.
Did I say it? Is that bad? No. Everybody got to take it eventually, just like going to the toilet. But
pushing up the daisies.
True.
So is anybody living in it, or his house is vacant?
No, it's vacant. There's nothing in the place. I looked in the window and I read the little notices, and I'm like, I got to figure out who has this property and go from there.
What should he do, Rich? Give him a tip. He got a property trying to find the heirs.
The heirs. Well, that's pretty. I mean, so did you search the obit yet?
Yeah, but died back in August. So it's been.
And in the obit itself, does it say like survived by his son John, his daughter Susie, any of that? Does it say what city they live in? Because sometimes they'll say John of Mount Vernon, Illinois.
No, doesn't say that.
Missouri.
No.
Okay. Well, then what I do, I don't know if anybody else on the call wants to chime in too. What I do is I assume they're local, right? So I'll do a skip trace for that person. Or first place I usually head is whitepages.com. I've got a premium membership of that, so maybe it gives me a little extra, but maybe not. And I'll do, Susie Smith or whoever it says it is, and then the same town that they lived in, and see what I get. And you're going to get phone numbers, you're going to get the address at least, and then you could do a skip trace on the address or whatever and see if you can get more phone numbers. That's my recommendation. That's what I've done in the past. I've been pretty successful with it.
I was thinking about just even talking to the neighbors.
Yeah,
I was going to say, go knock on the door next door.
On the neighbor's door and say, hey, what's going on with the house? Who can I, is there anybody I need to talk to?
That's a great way, because there's a house I've been looking at that literally the gentleman died, his daughter got it, and she unexpectedly died like 3 months after she got it. So her son got it. So I would have been chasing the daughter, but I eventually went and talked to the neighbors and got the grandson's phone number.
I got another one too, about a quarter mile from the one I just told you about.
Yeah.
There's another one, pretty much the same situation. I'm like, what's going on in this neighborhood?
Well,
that one I couldn't get anything on that one yet.
That could be a good question, but the question is, what's going on with all the people who took the dirt nap from the COVID, from the Rona? A lot of people so-called went away. Some of them had properties. They have to go somewhere. So maybe it's some of that. Could it possibly be, Nick?
Good possibility, right? I never thought of it.
Could be, maybe not. You never know. But yeah, you definitely want to try to find.
Hello.
So did you knock on the door of the neighbors, or you just said
no?
You're going to go back?
I saw it. I stopped when I stopped at a couple of errands on the way back. I was in a different place, but I stopped and just looked at it, got the address, and I took a picture of the place. And then I go a little farther. I didn't backtrack, but I went and kind of the back. Then I went a different way. And there's another one sitting right there too. So I'm like, see what's going on with that one.
Heck yeah, man.
So is this area, what part of town is this in? Is this in like a rough area or what?
No, not bad. It's in Lee.
Oh, you down here by me? You know I'm in South County.
South County.
You know who your first call is going to be then, Nick.
No.
You got a buyer on this call, man.
There you go. I do.
I can walk to their house from where I live at. I live right
Really?
in. Yeah, I live in South County.
Okay, well, it's only like 4 miles from my house.
South St. Louis County, bring it on.
All right.
So yeah, that's the whole thing. It's kind of hard, and it can be difficult to track these people down. But like you say, knock on the door of the neighbors, look up family members. You can go to that free site called truepeoplesearch.com. You can go there and it'll show you people that are relatives and stuff too. And sometimes you can get their numbers. It's a lot of research, just to be honest. And that's really one of the hardest things when it comes to this business in reality, finding these people. Then,
I think too, what happens a lot of times is the ones that are harder to get a hold of different people, the better the deal is going to be, because, nobody's finding them.
Right.
So if you find them, then you got something going.
That's absolutely true, because everybody's getting the same postcard, right? Everybody's getting the same letter. Everybody's getting the same voice message. Everybody's getting the same text. Everybody's getting the same dialer. Not everybody's getting the same, the ancestor, or not the ancestor, but the family member aren't getting those calls because people don't know. They're calling the deceased person. They're texting the deceased person. They're mailing the deceased person. They're not going after the relative. Absolutely. We got Terrell on the call, man. Terrell, what's going on, buddy?
Is that Terrell, the one closing deals left and right?
He is the star, man. He is hot. He's making things happen out here.
Getting all those good deals. Are you muted, Terrell?
Now we can, buddy. Oh, you're breaking up on me.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you out in the sticks somewhere. Your audio is poor.
You're going deep.
Yeah.
You're going deep looking for deals.
Another meeting.
He driving for dollars and on Mars. It sounds like you out of space, Terrell.
Probably because I'm moving around.
There you go. What's new with you, man? Heard you did a deal recently.
Yeah, got that deal done off of Chambers for Ferguson, Missouri.
That's awesome.
Ferguson, Missouri. Don't we supposed to be afraid of that area?
that was North City. That's Walnut Park I ain't messing with.
Hey, my first deal was done in Walnut Park.
No, there's still some money to be made. I just won't be venturing out there too soon.
Oh, hey, man,
Well, just remember this: single digits. If you remember that, you can't go wrong. Don't ever single digits. How close to zero can you get?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, that's about the only way.
So Terrell, how'd that make you feel, man? How'd getting that deal done make you feel?
Exhilarated. I was like, about time. It was like, it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, buddy. Good for you, man. So proud of you.
So just riding around knowing the process and not getting the action done,
Right. And if people want to see, and I don't want to steal Chris's thunder because I know Chris had you on as a guest last night, right? So where can people go to watch that whole thing there, Chris?
Yeah, so if you want to catch that podcast, that YouTube video, we did a actual breakdown deal analysis on the YouTube channel at Chris Monroe STL. You can check it out. It was the last video from last night, Monday Night Raw, real estate style. Terrell came on there and told how he found the deal, all the details, and all that stuff. So if you want to get down and dirty, that's where you can get that at for sure.
So you should be ready to retire then now, right, Terrell? You got one deal done, you're ready to retire, right?
No, I'm just getting started, Rich.
That's right. It fires you up, doesn't it? It fires you up. You finally believe that the system works.
I was a couple of houses earlier.
You're breaking up there, buddy.
Yeah, somebody called or something.
Oh, gotcha. GPS. It's all good, man. We got a lot of people on today. Got a lot of folks.
I saw somebody else jump in there. Who was that? Michelle? Where'd she go?
I don't know. There's a Miss Mitchell there. There's John, Lisa. There's Miss Mitchell. You're
Miss
muted.
Mitchell.
You're muted,
Oh,
man.
okay.
There you go.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. How are you? Where are you from?
I'm in Texas. I'm at Dallas, Texas.
Hey, I got a quick question for you.
Yeah.
Are you a Cowboys fan?
I don't watch football.
Oh, hey, there's too much money to be made in real estate to watch football, right?
Exactly. I don't have time for that.
I carve out time. It's all about time management. So from 12 to 3:30 or 3:30 to 7, like that, whatever time the Cowboys are on, that's when I carve out my
I watch
schedule.
basketball. It's the playoffs.
So you do have a vice.
I mean, yeah, sure I do. I have kids. I have children. So
Oh, then you got no time then.
no time. They're homeschooled and real estate. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long have you been a real estate investor?
for about a year.
Okay.
And we just got started with doing Airbnbs.
Oh, nice. How's that going?
So so far so good. We're in about 4 months, and I started in my hometown of West Texas.
Okay.
So I kind of went off the beaten path, got out of the city, and went to a more secluded area.
Wow.
And so far so good. So I tested my theory, because everyone I felt was coming to Dallas.
Yeah.
And everyone wants to be in the city. We're gonna start doing things, flipping in the city. And so my plan is to start Airbnb and then flipping in a small town in West Texas.
Nice. And it's working.
I see how you didn't say that town name. You said small town, West Texas. I see you.
It's a very small town. Very small town, and it's by Abilene and Lubbock. So
She doesn't want everybody flooding that small town. She's keeping it a secret.
my hometown.
Okay. Nice.
And whoever is not speaking, if y'all can mute y'all mic. I don't know if that's a hot mic making noise or feedback.
Yeah, let me.
I think it's yours, Terrell.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, just mute it if you're not speaking because that's giving feedback on everybody else. All right, there we go. So Miss Mitchell, so you say you down there in West Texas, and that's the thing about Texas. I found that you can do deals there pretty much outside of the city. You don't have to necessarily be in the heart of the city to still do deals there.
Yep. And that was because I was looking, Dallas is really competitive right now. Houses are snatching up. There's really mainstream investors are coming to Dallas from outside. They're remote investors coming here. And so really I had to visit home to visit my grandfather before he passed away. And I was like, this town is kind of picking up. It's shocking, but when I went to high school there, it was a small town. It looked like it was dying. There was one Walmart. It wasn't a super Walmart. And now I'm like, we have a super Walmart. We have a fitness center. There's a smoothie factory. And it's a housing shortage now. So I'm like, it's a good time to get the old houses are selling for about 12 to 30,000, and they're now selling for about 100,000. So
So that's the thing, a lot of people look at this stuff like, oh, I have to be in the big city, but deals are being done. If somebody has a house and they want to sell it, you can dominate a small town in West Texas, and you could be the go-to person. What's wrong with that?
that's my plan because, you know, even marketing, when you start sending out marketing in the city, I initially, my first campaign, I sent out, I don't know, 1,000, you know, postcards. I mean, that sounds like a lot, but in a city, it's nothing. I was just sprinkling them around. But to send 1,000 in this small town of 11,000 people, it puts your name out there. Everyone starts talking. If someone knows of a house and they're calling you, you know, like your marketing can be more effective in a small town.
Yeah.
I'm joining the Chamber of Commerce. So, you know, just like joining the city has been good.
Good for you.
So basically with 11,000 people in this town, you could virtually touch everybody in that town. They'll all know you.
Exactly. And so different events, you know, you're sponsoring events and you become like part of the community. Mm-hmm. And that was my plan because one, I grew up there. So it's not, I want to see it do better. I want to see the houses that have been abandoned since I was there. You know, I want to see them rebuilt and someone living there. So I really do have a passion for my town.
That's awesome.
Hold on. A baby's coming in.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
That's awesome.
What is this?
I'm just talking about real estate.
What is this?
Hi there. Hi there. We got guest star.
Yeah, so they come along and help me with Airbnbs, and she says, "What are you watching on TV?" "Oh, you're watching business." So
It's not a cartoon. She's not interested, right?
no, it's not a cartoon. It's like, I know what you like to watch, business. So
That's right. Good. Awesome. Well, that's awesome. Glad to hear your success. That is awesome. So what are you, I mean, you never know, maybe nobody's on the call from Dallas and or the Texas area, but what are you looking for? What are you wanting to, you're looking to acquire more?
I'm looking to acquire more, but specifically in my area. But I'm looking for more, I guess, hard money, private lenders. The more money, the more I can go, you know, faster. I want to do 10 houses within the next, you know, 90 days is my goal. So I don't like to go slowly. You know, if I'm going to hit the town, I want to hit it and kind of get going. Hold on, they're going to get really loud.
Absolutely.
Well,
Well, I'm sure Chris, if you got Miss Mitchell's their contact information, you know, if somebody reaches out to us that sees this at a later time and can help you out, we'll connect you. And that's with everybody here.
Yeah. How did you find out about the Zoom call here?
I follow you on Facebook.
Oh,
So
okay.
I was watching on Facebook and I was about to comment. And then it said, join the Zoom call. And I was like, you know what? Let me join so I can really, really participate.
Nice.
There you go. That's the right
great.
way to do it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you came on.
Thank you. I'm glad you guys are talking. Look, it's one thing to be, you know, on the call or listening, but I really wanted to participate and, you know, talk to you in person. So
Yeah, we're glad. We
So-
like.
oh, thank you for joining. Thank you.
Yeah, we love it. We love interaction. And not everybody has to jump on with their camera. If, you know, we got a couple folks out there that aren't on their camera, that's perfectly fine. But if you want to, that's fine too. We can put faces to names. We got David. David just joined us. It's my good friend David. What's going on, David? How you doing, buddy?
Not too bad, man. Good to see your smiling face.
Oh, that's my trademark. No. No, so hey, tell everybody. So we basically just been, when people get on and then we introduce them, tell everybody where you're at and what do you do?
Right now I'm in Richmond, Virginia, and for a living I build big buildings. I'm a senior construction superintendent for a nationwide company, and we're here building a big data center for Facebook. So, and I'm trying to become a real estate investor on the side. So.
Yeah, you're keeping at it though. You're taking the right steps. What kind of going to hold you to this? What kind of action have you taken this week, or last couple of weeks, whatever?
Not a whole lot. I had to fly out to Arizona to where my other home is and take care of some business, and had to got back. But
You called me, man. We talked. You reached out to me. That was some action.
yeah, we have a weekly meeting that me and you are part of as well, a mentorship program that we're on. So
Yeah.
do that. So.
Yeah, if you went out to Arizona, you went out to the land of the gurus. You can get a deal out there.
If you got a couple $1 million, you can get a deal maybe.
But see, that's just something people think all the time, that you got to have a bunch of money. No, you just need the proper knowledge and the proper communication, and you can buy up the whole nation.
Yeah, I mean, I'm where my home is there in Mesa, Arizona. It's one of the hottest markets. Yeah, I know a lot of the gurus and stuff live out there, but a lot of those homes and a lot of stuff's out there still under that moratorium that haven't been going to auction and different kinds of stuff. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's the thing. So that's why I tell people to try to get direct to seller. Don't wait to no auction. Don't wait till the government says this. Just go straight to the seller. I mean, that's the easiest, less resistance, the area of less resistance. If you can get with the homeowner, have a good conversation with them, they like you, they know, like, and trust you, they can sell you the house regardless of what taxes are owed, regardless of how much they owe on a house, regardless of all that other stuff. It just really changed the game when we changed that view on, thinking we got to wait for the tax sale or whatever. It's really, that's one way to get houses, but I think there's a better way. What do you think, Rich?
Yeah, there's lots. That's one thing about Chris. Chris is a master of some creative finance, creative strategies. So, Chris is dead right. I mean, a lot of times we think, we're down the path that, hey, I've got to find a hard money lender to get a house, or I've got a line of traditional bank financing or whatever. There's other ways to do it. Those are good ways. They work. Obviously, a lot of people use them. Go and get in for taxes or whatever. But when you can get into things like owner financing or subject twos and things like that, then you don't need nearly as much money down, if any. Right, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I say it's just a game changer. So we come in thinking that you got to have $1 million in the bank. It's simply not true. Just like, when you buy a house, they say you have to pay the loan off when you buy it. Simply not true. You can leave that loan in place. And that's what he was talking about when he said that subject to. That's just one way to buy a house. And you can buy as many houses as you can find as long as you get to that seller. So it's not about going through a middleman all the time or going through the tax auction and going through all these other sources. You can do it. Not saying it's bad, but you're leaving a lot of deals on the table that could be right at your fingertips just by talking to people.
Yeah, I mean, I got a couple of mail campaigns going and some virtual calling and stuff going on as well. But like I said, it's tight out there right now. Sure. I've had more luck in my local area here with bandit signs than I have on the mail and then the virtual calls that I've had going on. So
you're actually working both markets, huh, Dave?
Yeah, like I said, there, I got a couple of different. I'm working like 10 zip codes, so to speak.
Okay.
Okay.
But on both sides, you got the Virginia side and the Arizona side.
Yeah, well, we have like 3 big projects going on right now, and I'm working all 3 of those areas where the big projects are because like I told you, I have the idea of trying to do the rent by the room thing. So
yeah.
For business.
So you said you already got some bandit signs out. Is that what you said, David?
Yeah, here locally I have bandit signs out. Yeah.
What do you say on them? Just we buy houses and a phone number, or you get creative?
I have 3 or 4 different ones. One of them just says David buys houses. And then one says cash for houses, any situation, any condition.
Have people been responding and stuff, or are they just kind of like ignoring them?
Yeah, I'm getting little hits here and there, but.
So what happens when they call? They just like, oh, I did want to sell, but I changed my mind. Or what happened? Why didn't something come of any of them?
Just comes, like I said, I don't want to jump all over your call and stuff here, but I definitely want to fall back up. We literally just talked about you the other day, and there's a couple of deals that I just don't feel confident enough or really know how to do it. Messing with you're messing with somebody's life here. You know what I mean? To try to.
Rich Rose on your team, no, you can't lose.
Yeah, we're talking, and Dave and I are on a mentorship call together every week, and he reached out to me to talk, and we're gonna work on some things together, definitely. So talk to us in a month. David will be singing a different tune.
There you go. Yeah, because I mean, it's opportunity out here, especially with those bandit signs. My very first couple of deals came off bandit signs. People call those signs up and they want to, do a deal. They want to sell. It's usually not a lot of fluff. They're usually kind of motivated, like, hey, I need to sell. I'm not playing around. I'm not here just barking up a tree for no reason. I really want to get rid of this house. And I'm like, okay, well, let's go. And so we work out a deal.
Absolutely. Awesome. Hey, so, Brad, I apologize, man. I think when you were talking and telling everybody who you were, I forgot to ask you, what are you looking for? You have any deals you want to tell everybody about, or are you looking for anything specific? I know you said you mostly, depend on yourself for your own marketing and getting deals, but if somebody had something, what would you be looking for? Oh, you're muted. Sorry.
Mayor, sorry. In my area, I got on the Illinois side, Madison County, the good areas in Madison County, and the good areas of St. Clair, the O'Fallon, Swansea area. Rich, you sent me over one the other day. I'm still thinking about that one to even look at it. But ultimately, I'm picky because I'd rather do a bigger flip and make a bigger one and then take my time, because my time as a full-time school teacher and a real estate agent, I can wait on a bigger one, as long as the dollar amount's there.
Sure.
So Brad, for people that want to get into flipping, which everybody wants to be in flipping, HGTV, watching too much TV, give us some tips on, somebody want to get into flipping. What should we be looking out for?
Well, the first thing you need to know is your numbers. Obviously, there's a deal analyzers out there, and Rich's numbers may not be my numbers. And therefore, you got to know your numbers. You got to define them. And like, for example, I want to make a certain amount per month and a certain ROI, not per month, a certain dollar amount per flip and an ROI on that. And I've been taught 30,000 plus and a ROI of 20% or higher. And if they don't fit that, there's not enough in it for me. My time's valuable. So we go that route. Now, one of the things, I use a local bank to fund mine. The thing is, I can only do 2 at a time. So when one's under contract, I can go look for another. Right now, I actually have an option to buy 2 because of the way it is. I got a 4 to 4.5, depending on the prime rate. Between 4 and 5% is what I borrow my money at, which is better than a private money. But I have to make monthly payments, which is a downfall of that. The positive is that I can don't put any money down. So I'll give you simple numbers. If I was going to buy a house, I didn't get it under contract. I was going to buy it for 85. I go to closing with my earnest money, which traditional $500 to $1,000, and then the ARV has to be at 85%. I can borrow up to 85%. So in this instance, it was going to be $140,000 ARV. So I could borrow up to $119,000. So my flip could have been up to 119. So what's the math real quick? 35,000 renovation budget. I didn't need it that much, but I also went up with my offer, but they were really too high. We were $20,000 off.
Wow.
They like their house too much.
Yeah.
So ultimately, I told the agent, I said, listen, because it was an MLS listing, it's in my town I live, it's not very far from here. I told her, I said, you know where I'm at. If something changes, let me know.
Exactly. Stick to your guns.
Yep.
I like that. And so that brings me to something that, even with people that's doing what we call wholesaling, I feel like, we shouldn't give numbers. I say, here's the property, here's what we want for it, do your numbers. I don't really feel like I should be saying, here's the ARV, here's the exactly repair amount, here's what you're going to make, here's all that. What do you think about that, Rich? Should we be giving people all that information, or should you just say, here's what we got and you do your own due diligence?
I mean, I grew up, I grew up, that you did that, but I can see where you don't sometimes. Again, like to Brad's point, that, and a lot of folks you talk to, my numbers may be different from yours, but as long as you're not, as long as you're leaving meat on the bone, and the person buying from you knows how to do their numbers and see what their numbers are going to be. If it sounds right, like you offer Brad a house for 60 grand in an area where 60 grand is the ARV, he knows that, and he's going to say, yeah, I'm not interested. But if you offer him a house for 20 grand, he might be interested enough to take a look at it and see what kind of rehab costs he's going to have to put into it and all that stuff, right? So I mean, I could see both sides of it. And I've tried to trim my own practice down a little bit. I'm not giving solid numbers. I'll give more of the overall project. Like, okay, this house, yeah, it needs flooring, it needs, paint, it needs this, blah, blah, blah. Here's what we're asking for it. And if somebody comes back and says, well, what do you think your numbers are? I'm like, it depends. What are you gonna do with it? Are you gonna keep it as a rental? Is this gonna be a flip? Because those are two different numbers completely. Right. So, but it's not to be sneaky or slimy, because I can actually go back to my numbers and I'm confident with my numbers and say, okay, well, if you asked me because you didn't want to run your own numbers, here's what I think it's going to be. But
because the problem we run into when we do stuff like that, even if we give somebody a repair amount, say it needs 25,000 in repair,
right.
We don't know their labor cost. We don't know their supply costs.
Yep.
We don't know their systems. Some people get free labor. They got kids working for them. They got 6 sons that ain't doing nothing but living in the basement and in the attic. So how can I give a repair amount on something I don't know what you're paying to get it done? It might cost me $20K, $25K, but you can get it done for 10. I don't know that. So that's why I just kind of got away from that business of giving people repair amounts. I will say, hey, it needs a roof, or hey, it needs a hot water heater, whatever. We know it needs X, X, and Y, and Z, versus here's a number that we think the repair amount is. What do you think about that, Brad?
Well, I agree 100%, especially knowing full well that regardless of what you tell me they are, or the repair value is, I'm going to send my contractor over there and tell me what it is.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm sometimes scared to pull the trigger because I'm afraid that the numbers aren't right on somebody's end, even on my end on sometimes. Sure. So therefore, I'm like, my contractor has to go over there and take a look, or at least get a FaceTime or something to say, hey, this is some of the things I'm worried about here. Take a look at this. Hey, that's not a big deal. This is good. That's terrible. Run from it. I went and looked at one today, and he says it's not that big of a deal. It's $70,000 repair, but the ARV is close to $200,000.
Right. And that's true. You got to do your own due diligence, right? I mean, you do, no matter what. Even if somebody gave you numbers, you got to do your due diligence. If somebody doesn't give you numbers, they just give you a price, you got to do your due diligence, see if your numbers match up. I 100% agree with that.
Are you willing to lose your ass on somebody else's numbers?
Probably not. No. No way.
So over here on YouTube, D. Thomas says the numbers are the numbers, and I like to give the numbers on a wholesale sometimes because the flippers can't see the spread otherwise. What do you think about that?
Well, flipper's lazy then.
Exactly.
That's true.
Hey, this is business. I'm not here to coach and mentor the flipper or whoever I'm dealing with. We're in business. You got to do your own due diligence, your own research. I'm not going to hide or not disclose something that I'm aware of or try to be sneaky, but it's not my job to come in and inform you and teach you how to do this game called real estate. That's up to you. People pay a lot of money to learn this stuff. Why am I going to give it to somebody for free?
That's true. That's true. I mean, that's a good point. It's a good point. I'm also, though, I get that point 100%. If somebody's brand new and said, I've never even seen a house before, what is it? Tell me all about how to buy it. Yeah, that's not going to happen. But at the same time, I'm all about cultivating relationships, right? You want to build relationships, cultivate somebody. So if somebody needs a little help, like, hey, how did you get to 25,000? I, maybe lay it out a little more. This is how I got to it. And then they can do whatever, talk to their contractor or figure it out themselves or whatever. But you're right. Everybody's numbers are different. It depends on labor costs and a lot of other things, but
because
nowadays,
who
knows how much that drywall is going to be tomorrow? Who knows how much those 2x4s are going to be next week?
Exactly, because just like that virtual wholesale deal I did up in North Carolina. Never seen the house, but I know it needed a roof from the pictures I saw. The guy who bought it has a roofing company. He getting it done for nothing. You know what I mean? Probably $1,000, and we have to go pay $6,000-$7,000 for something he getting done for like maybe a G, maybe less, maybe free. Who knows?
Yeah.
He got labor costs, his workers, and some supplies, extra shingles laying in one of his garages. So, I can't count that number for people. That's just how I look at it, And I'm not saying I want to trick them or nothing like that, but hey, it's not my job to inform and teach and do all of that. Teach and preach. If you're teaching and preaching, you should be getting paid to do that.
And the part of it isn't that what a wholesaler is getting paid for? Right, is making the deal, making it work. And you got some wholesalers out there that scare people. Not saying, Brad, this is you, but scaring some people because they're sketchy, because the number they leave too little meat on the bone for what they're asking, that the flipper can't make anything. So you go out and where was I getting at here? They try to make the numbers sound better, so they hide something, or they try to make the number, we've seen it all the time, right? And this is the downside. This is not, this is an argument for not giving numbers, if nothing else. Somebody says, oh yeah, here, I'm going to sell you this house for 45,000, only needs 5,000 repairs. When I hear that or see that, before obviously the inflation hit, I'd be like, what? I'm looking at the pictures. What are you telling me needs done for $5,000? Because I see $5,000 in one room, plus you need a roof, plus you need floors, plus you need this. So yeah, people try to rationalize their numbers instead of giving real numbers. And because because they didn't do their work right. The whole talking about the wholesaler, the assignor, didn't do their work right. That was for you, Terrell. That was for you, the assignor. But they didn't run their numbers right because they wanted the deal so bad that they thought, well, I should really be offering 25 for this house, but I know I'm gonna get it for 35 because really it doesn't need 20 in work. It really could be 10. No, it can't. It's 20, or more maybe. So yeah, that's what I see a lot of the times with the tricky, and you call it tricky wholesalers, the ones that tell you something needs $10,000 in work when it really needs 20 or 30 or 40.
Yeah, and sometimes they just may not know. You don't know what you don't know, and you don't know what you don't know. You don't know. So
True.
many times they just don't know. So I say stay away from it. If you don't know, just say I need X, Y, and Z, and let them do their own due diligence.
And that's good.
Let me ask the
And
veteran.
the market will tell you.
Let me ask the veteran on here, Terrell. He just closed his first. He's a veteran now. What do you think about this so far?
I wish I was a veteran. I'm trying to catch. I learned from the best. That's why I'm on the show now.
Chris gave it
That's
to you.
right.
That's for sure.
So were you giving repair amounts and stuff like that, and like ARVs and stuff to the people when you did your deal?
No, I actually knew that I was getting at a low enough price where I didn't I didn't have to do like a repair, like add it up. Plus, I really don't know how to do that anyway. Besides saying each room is $5,000 that I see that looks like real distressed in the house. I'm like, well, the bathroom might be $5,000, the kitchen might be $5,000, and I add it up like that just for a simple,
Yeah.
Come to a number.
So Brad, can you give us a tips on how to estimate repair amounts? Since you do flips and stuff, what are some basic rule of thumbs that people can take with them when they're trying to estimate repairs on a house?
That's a loaded question because I've been trained with a big company, and they have a repair estimator that we literally have trained on and how to do. And I say that is because they give us a blanket one where that price is averaged throughout the country. So I've done everything in my power to try to get my contractor to edit the numbers so that way when I know that I got 1,000 square foot house, that if that thing needs painted, it should be 2,000 because it's $2 a square foot.
Right.
It's broken down like that, but those numbers aren't accurate because it's an average price throughout the country.
Yeah.
So I literally have a 5-page paper that I can run down there, knock it off, check it, mark, boom, 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 boom. I need this, go back to the house, fill it out properly. And then at the end, I have a number. So it's systematized. And I can train people to do that for me. The problem is my numbers aren't right, so I don't use it that much. So instead, I take it to my contractor and I say, hey, here's this house. I'm thinking 20,000, 30,000. What are you thinking? He's like, well, this, that, and the other. And we adjust the price based on that.
But it gets you in a ballpark, right? To get you in a ballpark. It's kind of like Zillow, right? Zillow will get you in the ballpark maybe, but you got to still run your comps and things like that.
Right. And so one of the things that are important for me, that always is the fluid number. Once you buy your house, all right, so when I run my numbers, I'm supposed to make 40. Well, we all know that flips don't go the way they're decided. So, all right, so if my number's 30 and I know I'm projected to make 40, I have a $10,000 cushion. And so that's where my safe goat is, or my safe haven is. I have a bigger one with the flip that I got going now, which is going to be awesome. But we just found out today the inspector said I had to tear a wall down and redo it. And then because I tear the wall down, I got to reside the whole side of the house. I don't know. He hasn't even told me what the number is going to be. 2,000 to 5,000 on this.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well-
hey, Brad, how much contingency do you carry in your bids when you do this?
When I do it, with the way we're taught, we're supposed to go 10%. So if it's a $50,000 rehab, we put 55.
So plus 10%.
No, if it's a 50,000 rehab, I add another 5 or 10%, so 55.
Yeah, plus 10%. Yeah. Yep. That's awesome. We got call folks on the call we haven't talked to. I got Darren, is it Reichert? Or something completely different? You on the call? Got Coach Moore, we got Justin Mason.
Yeah, come on here, y'all. Say hello.
You don't have to turn on your video, you can turn on your mic, but if you want to turn on your video, that's great too.
Yeah, just peek in and say hi. Say peekaboo.
Tell us where you're at. Hey, Coach Moore is there.
Hey, I'm multitasking. I got my earbuds in. I saw the notification. I said I got to hop on. So I got my earbuds in while I'm cooking dinner. So
Oh man, what we having tonight?
I got some grilled salmon. I got some bread. Oh, what you woke over there? What's wrong?
Man,
Something light, trying to keep it healthy,
nice. As long as you're not having a side of Brussels sprouts, it sounds good so far.
Oh, Brussels sprouts.
They're good for you though. No, we're gonna do asparagus, but Brussels
Asparagus.
sprouts are good.
Yes.
Perfect. So where are you out of, Coach Moore?
I'm in Atlanta.
Okay. What do you do?
Some of everything. I'm a real estate investor, to name one, which is why I'm tapped into some of the greats. I've been following Mr. Woke Real Estate for a long time, from Facebook to Clubhouse to StreamYard, wherever he's at. I'm tapped into. Proximity is everything. So sometimes you can't get it in person, but virtually, I take a lot of notes. I've been applying things, and I know that whoever he's connected to is going to be an asset. So, I'm out here in Atlanta. Right now, as we all know, it is a real serious seller's market right now. But everything that goes up comes down. Everything switches around. So I'm geared up and waiting and ready.
Good. Awesome. Are you like, do you have properties? Have you done any deals yet? And if you haven't, that's fine too.
I have done one. Just before things got really, really funky. I did do my first one, and still looking, because there's still deals out there. They're just not out up in front in your face like, you may have seen them before. So it's all about serving and helping people. So I'm looking to solve problems, and there's some people that's going to be coming up with some problems soon. And I'm looking to be here to, help catch a couple of them.
That's an awesome mindset. That's a fantastic mindset. I'm glad to hear. I'm not saying anybody on this call isn't like that. I think everybody is. It's fantastic. I love it when people get on here and they talk about that stuff. That's awesome, Coach Moore. And hey, good for you. Good for you. One deal is all it takes to get going, right?
And man, listen, and anybody who hasn't done one yet, or, don't give up, because it took some time, but consistency is key. I realized that, you tap in, you take notes, and sometimes you get caught up in the activity of being busy because you really don't want to go do it, but you just go do it, and kind of just freestyle along the way. And, nobody knows that it's your first time, but you just get better as you go and you learn from it. Everything is an experience. You may not win every time, but as long as you learn, you get better for the next time. So I'm excited about this. I listened to the gentleman before and how he was like, I don't know how to do all that. I don't know. I just knew the numbers was right and it sounded good. And I said, okay, 5,000 for that room, 5,000. And then you just keep it simple. I think we overcomplicate stuff sometimes, and we get in our own way.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that deal literally fell in my lap. So
did it? Hey, sometimes things happen for a reason, man. So you can't really tell us, hey, how'd you get the lead? You can't give us the big story of that, but you can tell us what you did once you got it, right? And that's the part, man. You can have a stack of leads this high. It doesn't matter unless you're going to do something with them.
Right.
That's it. I mean, I heard something the other day. I apologize. I didn't mean to cut you off there. I heard something the other day about procrastination, right? And that sometimes we procrastinate, like you said, Miss Coach Moore, we procrastinate sometimes out of fear for doing what's next, right? You know, you got that task that you got to do, right? And I don't want to, I'm going back. Don't want to write that term paper. Oh, I don't want to, you know, call this seller because they might crab me out, you know, whatever. But if you just stop whatever you're doing that's taking up that time that you should be doing what you want to do, what you need to do, like you're reading a paper, or you're watching videos on TikTok, whatever, consuming social media, stop. If you recognize that you're doing that, just stop, count to 5, and then go do what you were supposed to do. I heard that from somebody the other day.
Yeah,
I thought
very
that made
true.
a lot of sense.
Very true. And the way I found the lead was the good old fashioned way. I was out, and I feel like anytime I'm driving, it's driving for dollars. So I was on my way to the grocery store and I saw a distressed property, and I was like, okay. I wrote down the address. I looked up the information. I found the owner, and I sent a letter. I sent a note. I took a picture of the house, put the copy of that, wrote a note on the picture of the house and said, hey, you know, do you need help with this property? You know, give me a call. I didn't hear anything back. Okay. So I didn't hear anything back. So I said, okay, according to the address, the owner lived in Georgia, but they were about an hour and a half away. So I took that drive. I took the drive, and then I taped the note on the mailbox. I know not to go inside the mailbox, but I taped the note on the mailbox. The lady called me back and was like, oh my God, I misplaced your first letter. That's why I didn't call you back. So I was like, wow, if I was in my head, I would have said, oh, you know, they just ignored it. So I didn't quit on my first attempt. And she said, yeah, we're interested. I went through a divorce, yada, 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 long story. The property was paid and cleared. They owned it right out, did seller finance, and I'm holding on to it. But yeah, that was my first deal. And it was just like, don't give up. Don't just assume that they're not interested. Like, wait until you get a verbal confirmation. And even when you get the verbal confirmation and it's no, it could mean not right now. The conditions of the situations may change.
Very true.
Oh, coach. Now I like that. When you say, do you need help with this property? Not just going straight for the kill. I want to buy your house. Sell it to me for $2. Do you need help with this property?
Right. Because the grass need to be cut. It could have been anything. So you just ask the question and wait for them to talk versus just say, hey, do you want to sell this property? Everybody comes with that. So it's like, what's going to make you different? What's going to stick you? And she's like, and you put the note on the mailbox. I was like, yeah, I was like, I live nearby. This house is in my neighborhood. I see it all the time. And I would love to just, you know, help it to blend in better with the neighborhood, because all the other houses look nice, but this one, I didn't say that. But yeah, it worked. It worked.
Your house is a hot mess.
You got the ugliest house in the neighborhood, let me tell you.
Exactly. That's awesome. That's great stuff. I appreciate that. John, man, what's going on, buddy? I thought that might be you on there, but I didn't know for sure. Oh, dang, can't hear you. I don't know if your mic's connected. Oh, no.
Yep, no microphone.
Yep. Hey, no, I see a Mr. Derek there. How's it going, Mr. Derek?
Oh, how's it going tonight?
Oh, not bad. I thought he's like, forget it. I don't want you to see me. Not bad. How you doing?
Pretty good. I was just joining in because I just wanted to see what Chris had on the menu tonight, and listen to these other investors tonight. And as usual, I'm doing my daily stuff, which is finish my list of driving for dollars today and adding it to my CRM. And I'll skip trace those guys a little later on tonight or tomorrow morning and start calling.
Heck yeah, man. What market are you in?
I'm local to St. Louis. That's how I found Chris.
Okay. That's awesome, man. That's awesome, Derek. Well, heck, if you're local to St. Louis, man, you need to join the face-to-face Hootie's House Buyers Club. Chris comes to those most of the time.
Okay.
Good. Yeah.
When's the next one, Rich? When's the next one?
Next Tuesday at 6:00 at the Hooters in Maryland. Oh, no, Fairview Heights. Sorry, Fairview Heights.
Illinois side, y'all.
That's right. It was a good one. Brad was there last time, weren't you, Brad?
Last two of them.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He was.
Are you sure this week's coming up?
Yeah, it's third Tuesday of the month. First Tuesday is in Maryland Heights. Second Tuesday is virtual. Third Tuesday is in Fairview Heights.
I'll be out of
What's on the
town.
fourth
sorry.
Tuesday then, Rich?
Nothing yet. Nothing yet.
We get a break. Woo,
I'll add
thank-
another one. I've been thinking about adding one to maybe a South County. I don't know.
Oh, there we go. Now that's right up the street from me. I got no excuse on that one.
No, that's why I was thinking about it. No, I'm joking.
It is a Hooters right here, Lindbergh or Lee May Ferry in Lindbergh area.
Yep, that was the one I grew up on.
I know that's right. Cool.
Yeah, no. So Derek, so how long have you been a real estate investor?
For only for so I recently did a deal end of last year that I got a sub 2, my very first sub 2. I just now next Sunday I renovated that guy and I got somebody moving into it as a if you ever heard of I was thinking about going the Airbnb route, but I found something that's a little niche that I like a little better already. I'm gonna start. I found some traveling nurses. It's a site called I think it's Frontage. It's got Finders in it. I can't think of the name. I'm not looking at it right now. But anyway, as soon as I renovated this place and got it done, I literally I stuck it out there on this one site. I probably had 3 hits the first day, and I was like, oh man, this can't be right. Let me think. So I started responding to the leases, and they're traveling nurses. Furnished Finders is the name of the site, by the way.
Furnished Finders.
Yeah. And so what it does is a lot of the traveling nurses use that site to, find places as they're traveling, usually in 2 to 3 month terms. Okay. And so the apartment that I'm in right now, like I said, I just got finished totally renovating it, outfitting it with furniture and whatnot. And I got somebody coming to do a 3 month stay in it starting next Sunday. And so I'm thrilled about that going on for the first time. And so they already sent me I use a site called I got to think of another web tenant cloud to host my leases and manage some of my rentals. It's just a pay per site, about $9 a month. And what happens is that I use that. So I already got a deposit and the first month's rent out of the guy, the traveling nurse. So like I said, I'm pretty excited about getting that going and hopefully just repeating that same process because this is a multifamily that I'm doing that in. And so I got one more unit upstairs. I'm gonna do the same exact thing too, I think.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Dang, you come out swinging and bucking and swinging.
And you don't know. Look, next time somebody asks you how long you've been doing this, here's a little feedback. Okay, never say only. Never, man. Be confident. You've been doing it. Who cares if you've been doing it only X number of months? Look what you've already accomplished, man. Good for you. Good for you.
And that's the name of the game. Yeah. Cause I haven't even been doing it that long. I'm coming up on my 3rd year anniversary here in August. So it don't seem like it, but they go by fast. 2.5 years in, you can do a lot of damage. A lot of deals can be done in all those times. Even if you did a deal a month or a deal every 2 months, anything, just stay consistent with that marketing. Keep talking to people, letting people know in your circle that you buy real estate and you deal in real estate because people right in your phone right now that you may know may have a problem that you can solve.
Yep, absolutely right. Absolutely right. So we've got a few more folks we haven't heard from. I know we're coming up on the 8 o'clock hour. Or is it already? No, we got like 4 minutes left.
We got 5 minutes.
Yeah, John jumped back in. How you doing? Oh, he's connected to audio. Justin Mason, is that the Justin Mason? Oh, he's muted too. We got Darren again, and then there's Justin Mason. The Justin.
Yeah,
Mason.
I am. Sorry.
Hey, you're good, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm looking, listening to you guys while I'm doing my. I got my 90 days of intention journal that I'm trying to finish that as well, and looking at the basketball game.
Oh yeah.
Who win?
Philly is. They were up by like 20. Now they're only up by 2.
I'm gonna say if you're looking at the Nets, we know the Nets gonna win the whole thing, but I ain't gonna tell everybody.
Oh, yeah, I know. But no, so I think today it's been pretty busy for me. I got my trying to refinance my house and get my my HELOC for the property that I live in now, and just trying to get everything together so I can I have a property in Granite City that I think I'm going to buy, try to burr it, if not use my line of credit that I have. Just waiting to giving them all the information so that they can tell me yes, no, or fix this or add that and whatnot, so I can get ready and do what I want to do now.
What market are you in?
I live in St. Louis, but I'm looking at a property in Granite City.
Oh, you over there where Rich like to be at. He loves Granite City area.
Yep, Justin came to the last meeting too. He came out to Maryland Heights. Hopefully he shows up for Fairview Heights next week.
Yeah, for sure. My mom and dad live in Swansea, so it's not bad for me to drive out there.
That's easy, man. And now don't tell them that'll be an excuse to stop by and say hi. No,
Oh, for sure.
I'm just kidding. No, that's great, man. It'd be good to hear from you or see you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we need to talk more too about that deal. Told you.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, I've been like a buddy of mine. We've been trying to do this as partners, and I don't think he's very. He doesn't want to do it as bad as I want to. So I'm just taking forward and doing what I need to do by myself at this point.
Happens all the time. Let me get a partner, and that partner ain't worth 2 cents. And I'll be like, man, they gonna hold you back. But at least you recognize it quick.
Quickly. I mean, it's not a bad guy or anything. He's just busy. I'm busy,
Yeah.
but you make time for the things that you want.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you get it all the time. People, I throw a deal to somebody and as kind of as a, hey, I talked to you about this deal ahead of time. I throw it over to you to look at, and they're like, and don't hear from them, and a little bit. And you're like, I'm gonna have to move on to somebody else. He's like, that's fine, I'm busy. I go, I get it, no problem. Everybody's busy, but it's all good. John, you want to wrap it up, buddy? Tell everybody who you are, where you're at, what you do.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. I live in St. Charles, and I'm pretty much a buy and hold, but I want to get more into the realm where Chris is at. And so, Chris, I'm going to have to hit you up for a few things to get on your calendar and pay you for your time. So there's a few things I want to.
STL.com. ChrisMonroeSTL.com. Make it easy. I had somebody tell me I had a deal, but I couldn't find you, Chris. And I said, come on, man. I'm the easiest guy to find in the world. How you gonna not find me for a deal? Can you believe somebody told me that?
Not in today's age. Was he from 1992?
Especially for a deal. I'm there. Where's it at? Let me go.
Right. No, you got some things you got a deal you think Chris can help you with?
Who, me?
Yeah, John. Sorry.
No. This is something totally apart. I wanted to talk with him about land trust and also about critiquing my phone skills when it comes to talking with people for doing some sort of training. So. Because I get nervous if I'm thrown into a corner. It's a whole different language you got to use when you're talking with sellers for terms than it is like when you're dealing with trying to get a house under contract and wholesale it. So I'm more comfortable wholesaling, but I want to explore terms. But then some of the times I get caught up in it and I start rambling on and it doesn't work out. So
loose lips sink ships when it comes to creative. The more you start talking, they start getting more curious, asking more questions. What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do? What about this? What about that? And you just open up a whole can of worms.
Yeah. So I figured I better turn to you and then point me in the right direction.
So I will give a tip for the people that are listening here. So like you mentioned, the land trust here in Missouri, we don't really use those because I think there's only like 6 or 7 states, a handful of states in the United States that even use land trusts. So we use a revocable grantor trust.
Yeah, that's what
grantor trust. And it's just for other people that's listening, because I know that people listen to these replays and they be thinking land trust. And I'm like, yeah, I ain't using no land trust because we don't even recognize them in the state of Missouri. So yeah, there you go. What up, Little John? That's Little John.
Oh, this guy's a handful, man.
Yeah. Hey, that's good though, man. That's good. Keep you on your toes.
Yes.
Keep you young.
Okay,
keep you young.
So before we close out here, is there anybody in here that actually has a deal they want to promote or say something about before we close this thing out? Who got a deal under contract right now, ready to sell it to somebody?
If anybody's looking for something in Illinois, I know a guy. I'm not saying it's me. I'm just saying I know a guy, so you can reach out
So
to
he
me.
knows a guy. How do they reach you, Rich?
They would I mean, if they want to call me, they can call me or they can email me. You could always get a hold of me on Facebook. Rich Groves on out there, or you can email me at metrostlhomes@gmail.com. In the St. Louis metro area on the Illinois side, I've got a couple of things going on. I mean, I know somebody who has a couple of things going on.
I know that's right. And if anybody's looking to reach out to me, Chris@wokerealestate.com. That's the email address. Chris@wokerealestate.com. That's the email on the screen. Any other final words, Rich or anyone else?
I appreciate everybody jumping on, even if it was just a short one tonight, man. I appreciate that. All y'all showing up. Chris, thank you so much for help, co-hosting this and simulcasting. Fantastic. Thanks, everybody.
So we'll see y'all on the next one.
That's right.
Thanks.
Take it easy. See ya.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye.